Ricki Wynne, a mountain ultra runner, 39 years of age, 5'2", an aerobic monster. My first ultra was 5 years ago, so I'm not doing it that long. It was a road 50k in Galway, and I finished second in it. And then I got into the mountain running through the Irish Mountain Run Association in Ireland. I did a couple of short races, did well in them, enjoyed them. I thought they were just way more fun than running on the road. So then I knew that, okay, I have some level of talent, and then I was thinking, if I worked hard, let's see what can happen, In 2011, there was 11 guys who went up and down it 12 times in 24 hours. And I always wanted to take that record. And then in doing that, I saw that if I went up and down 15 times, I could actually get the world record. So I'm doing it to raise money for motor neuron disease because it's an illness, it's a charity that's close to my heart, because there was 2 guys from where I live, and one of them sadly passed away from it, and the other guy is a very good friend of mine. He works in the construction industry as well, and he was diagnosed 7 months ago, and he's in the early stages of it. So I just wanted to see if I could do something, and when I figured out I could do this, I said, why not,
I'm Triona, I'm Ricky's wife. We're married 7 years, but it's only the last 5 or 6 he's really gotten into this. I make sure he gets out and gets his training done every time he needs to go. I have his food ready for him even he gets home, just so that he can rest after his runs. I try to be at all his races if I can, and I basically just encourage him all the way.
I get huge support from her, I'd always say, I know people that are in a relationship with somebody and they don't get the full support, or they don't get the full backing, whereas Triona backs me to the walls, like she's, only for Triona I wouldn't be doing this, how many wives let their husbands train 6-7 hours a day, every day, so she's great. And then all my friends and family, they support me in everything I do as well.
I'm Ricky's dad. He said he wanted to do something that he would be able to achieve and give it everything he had on his own, But now it's time to do it, to see what I am actually capable of doing, because I think he always felt he was capable of more.
Croagh Patrick is my playground. Like, it's a mountain that I've got to know well over the last few years. It's almost my mountain. I kind of think it's like mine, I don't think anyone's been up and down this mountain as many times as me. It's tunnel vision sometimes, sometimes you're just training on it, and I don't know, maybe like it's not a spiritual thing, but when I'm doing that, I'm in my element when I'm doing that, and I'm not even looking around me, I'm not even taking in the views, I'm just focusing on what I'm doing and where I'm doing it right then and right now. And I love the whole mountain, there's not one part where I could say that's my favourite, that's my favourite. I love all of it. I love going up it, I love going down it. It's just an unreal mountain, you know that yourselves, I feel pretty good. I train hard to do well in these events, but the only problem I have is once I finish an event, I move on from it pretty quick, and maybe I look back in a few years and regret that I didn't, I don't know, sit in the glory part of it, On Instagram, I'm always shouting at people down on the phone saying, hey, come on, you got to keep showing up, right? And that's kind of my slogan now. Everyone says it to me now, keep showing up. But I don't mean it as in, you got to get out the door and you got to keep showing up, and it's so hard, it's got to be hard, it's got to be horrible. It's like David Goggins, all right, credit to the man, he's unbelievable what he does, but it's like he's suffering every day, he's saying you got to suffer every day, you got to live in hardship. It doesn't have to be that hard, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it, And I don't know, if ever you were thinking about getting into this sport and you weren't sure what to do, the only thing you need to do is buy a pair of runners that are able to like grip to the mud and grip to the stones. And if you get 5 or 10k out of that run, you'll know why I do this. You know, it's like a drug, I'm telling you. Like, I'm super addicted to this sport. I have to say the start of it is my most hated part, the steps, them steps at the very start. I had to be gassing on them steps. Head up the steps, run by the statue, and then I veer off to the left and go through that rocky bit, out through the gate. I'd be moving well all the way up until where it clears out a bit and where it opens up, and then it starts to climb, and then from there I'll be hands on knees. I'll be climbing all the way up until the flat section, halfway up. I'll put the shoe down there, I'll make up a bit of time. As far as the cone, I get to the cone, it'll be hands on knees again, or I'll have the trekking poles out, and a bit of a grind up to the top. And then once I get up to the top, tap the sign, and I just spin around, smile, and hopefully sail down. Not too fast, I don't want to come down too fast, because coming down too fast will put me again in a hole of pain because it'll smash my quads. Going up, no problem. Coming down, I just have to take my time, and then it's just sail on down. That's it, just like that. It's a massive challenge, and there's a million things that could happen that puts an end to this challenge. I could twist my ankle, I could fall, I could break a leg, anything could happen. I could have stomach issues, I could have weather problems. You know, there's a storm brewing at the minute outside this door here. Hopefully it passes, and all these things can stop me, but then there's a million things that drive me on as well. Like, maybe later on tonight the head will be spinning, the hamster will be spinning, and I mightn't sleep that great. But nerves, I'm not going to be nervous for tomorrow, because tomorrow's not a race. Like, I have so many people sort of saying, oh, it's going to be so hard. Of course it's going to be hard, but at the same time, I guarantee you, in the majority of the film and pictures you see tomorrow, I'm going to be smiling, because I love doing this.
My name is Alan Wynne, Ricky's brother, oldest brother. We've always been into sport and things like that, but probably the last 6-7 years we've got into this bit of mad stuff of ultra running. The three of us, me, Ricky and our other brother Brian, the youngest, who lives in Norway.
at the same time, a little bit of time off, so I have a nice little motion. Yeah, that's good. That's what it's all about to me. Save the legs the best I can. Yeah. A few little niggles here and there, but I mean. Number 5, which was way too early to have a low moment. I was like uncomfortable. I was like, my hamstrings were at me, my quads were at me, my calves were at me, and I was thinking, this is way too early.
When he came down after number 5, he walked the car park, and he doesn't walk normally. So I knew he was like hitting a slump. Every time I'll always leave his fuel out for him and tell him, you know, he'll eat whatever, he'll pick it, whatever. I said, what do you want next time? And he started to change up his food. He wanted coffee this time. And once he starts to tweak things, I know he's hit a slump, he needs something different.
There's periods of some of these races where it's not nice. You don't feel great and things like that. Cramp, you have tiredness.
Boys, goes to crack. Did you sleep good, Paddy?
I did, yes, very well.
Well, I went home. My wife and myself went home last night, and I couldn't sleep, you know. So I got up early again this morning because it definitely was a worry, you know. And then above on the mountain at night as well, I thought it might be very hard to see there, you know. Alan went up, I think, 7 times with him, you know, and Liam here, and great support, Fergal, and really, really great, you know. Yeah, Alan said that, all right, that he was hurting all right, but he said he got a cup of coffee and kicked in again, and he was away.
Caffeine and Coke as well, like, you know, like, and it's funny because Coke is such an unhealthy drink, but it's what they need when they're doing all this kind of stuff. Yeah, full of sugar and caffeine.
That's unbelievable, you know. See it all day. Your body can do
He's on his final ascent, you know, and this time yesterday morning, I didn't think I won't say I was doubting him, but I didn't think 15 times up and down this mountain. I didn't think it was going to happen. Well, he was on the 13th. Yes, he was hurting a lot coming down the 13th. He found it tough, and I think he was getting a bit worried that he may not have enough time left. But he had 3.5 hours to do 2 events. So yeah, he's on the last one now, and where he has 2 hours to do it. So he's loads of time. And he's actually feeling good at the moment. And for a man that's on a special diet all his life, or he's doing nothing but drink Coke and drink coffee all night, you know.
Christ, I'm telling you, this is way better than racing. I get more people to come and watch me, and I get a nice trophy. Thanks a million, everyone, for coming out. It's unbelievable. And thanks a million, everyone who did it.
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling very, very sore. I'm very, very tired, but I'm very, very happy. It was a great day. It went better than I actually thought it would. A couple of low moments, but most of it was all good. And I was able to run it with a smile on my face most of the time, so good day. I'm used to low moments, you know, and I knew it'd come good. And in fairness, what happened then was that pain stayed, but it never got any worse. So I was like, you know, it was fine. I was comfortable being uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Like, I was in great form, and like the weather was a bit crap sometimes, but it was actually pretty good all in all. I never felt like it wasn't going to happen. I felt maybe I wasn't going to get the time I wanted or something like that, but at no moment was I not going to keep going for 24 hours. That was brilliant. The stats of the day: 150 kilometres, 24 hours, and 12,000 metres of vertical gain, and 12,000 metres of